MindBite presents From Distraction to Deep Focus. The 5 stages of focus, from the weakest mind to the most dangerous level of concentration. What if your biggest problem is not laziness? What if your biggest problem is that your mind has forgotten how to focus? Most people today do not have weak dreams. They have weak attention. They want success, but they cannot focus long enough to build it. They want discipline, but one notification can destroy their entire mental state. They want a better life, but their brain is addicted to distraction. And the scary part? Most people think this is normal. But it is not normal. Your ability to focus is one of the most powerful weapons you have. Because whatever controls your attention controls your direction. And whatever controls your direction controls your future. So today, we are going to break down the 5 stages of focus, from the weakest stage to the most powerful state of the human mind. Stage 1. Distraction. This is the weakest state of the mind. In this stage, your attention is not yours. It belongs to notifications. It belongs to noise. It belongs to your phone. It belongs to the algorithm. It belongs to whatever grabs you first. A distracted mind cannot stay with one thought for long. It jumps constantly, from one video to another video, from one app to another app, from one emotion to another emotion. And slowly, the brain becomes addicted to movement. Not physical movement, mental movement. The mind starts craving constant stimulation. Silence becomes uncomfortable. Reading becomes boring. Studying becomes painful. Working deeply feels impossible. This is the state most modern people live in. They are physically present, but mentally scattered. They are awake, but not truly aware. They are busy, but not productive. They are consuming, but not creating. And this is dangerous. Because distraction does not destroy your life in one dramatic moment. It destroys it quietly. One wasted hour at a time. One broken focus session at a time. One dopamine hit at a time. Until one day, you look at your life and realize you were not living. You were reacting. That is the first stage. Distraction. The mind without control. Stage 2. Shallow focus. This is where most people think they are focused, but they are not. They sit down to study, but the phone is nearby. They open their laptop, but another tab is waiting. They start working, but their mind is still thinking about messages, videos, notifications, and random thoughts. This is shallow focus. You are doing the task, but only part of your mind is there. The rest of your attention is floating somewhere else. You may look focused from the outside, but inside, your mind is still unstable. This is why people can spend 3 hours studying and still remember nothing. This is why people can work all day and still make little progress. Because time spent is not the same as attention invested. A weak hour of distracted work is not equal to 1 powerful hour of deep focus. Most people confuse presence with productivity. They think, I sat here for hours, but the real question is, how much of your mind was actually present? Shallow focus is dangerous because it creates the illusion of effort. You feel like you are trying. You feel like you are working. You feel like you are doing something. But your mind never fully enters the battle. And because of that, your results remain weak. Stage 3, stable focus. This is where your mind finally begins to settle. After a few minutes of resistance, after the first wave of boredom, after the urge to check your phone, something changes. Your attention becomes more stable. Your thoughts become clearer. Your mind stops jumping as much. You begin entering the task. This stage usually does not happen instantly. That is why many people quit before focus even begins. They sit down, feel uncomfortable, get bored, check their phone, and leave. But if they stayed just a little longer, their mind would have crossed the doorway into focus. Stable focus is the bridge. It is the moment your brain begins to understand, we are doing this now. No more running, no more switching, no more escaping. This is where real work begins. In this stage, you can study better, think better, create better, solve problems better. Because your attention is no longer completely controlled by outside noise. But this stage is fragile. One notification can break it. One distraction can pull you out. One unnecessary check can reset your focus. That is why protecting this stage is important. Put the phone away. Close extra tabs. Remove noise. Set one clear task. Because focus needs protection. It does not survive in chaos. Stage 4, deep focus. This is where you become dangerous. Deep focus is not ordinary concentration. It is the stage where your mind becomes fully locked on one thing. The noise disappears. The distractions fade. The world becomes quieter. And your brain begins working at a higher level. This is where real learning happens. This is where real creativity happens. This is where real transformation happens. Most people never reach this stage anymore because they interrupt themselves too often. They never give the mind enough time to descend into depth. Deep focus requires time. It requires silence. It requires patience. It requires discomfort. And that is why it is rare. Because modern life trains the opposite. Speed, noise, interruption, instant reward. But deep focus demands slowness. It demands stillness. It demands staying with one thing long enough for your brain to unlock its real power. In deep focus, you do not just consume information, you understand it. You do not just complete tasks, you master them. You do not just think, you think deeply. And this is the difference between average people and powerful people. Average people touch many things lightly. Powerful people go deep into one thing. Depth creates mastery. And mastery creates value. That is why deep focus is one of the greatest advantages in a distracted world. Stage 5, flow state. This is the strongest stage of focus. This is when the mind becomes fully absorbed. Time disappears. Distraction disappears. Self-doubt disappears. You are not forcing focus anymore. You are inside it. Athletes feel this. Artists feel this. Writers feel this. Programmers feel this. Fighters feel this. It is the state where performance feels almost automatic. Your mind and body are working together. You are not thinking about the work from the outside. You are inside the work. This is why flow feels powerful. Because for a short period of time, the mind is not fighting itself. There is no inner argument, no constant switching, no mental noise. Just action, focus, energy, presence. But flow does not come to a distracted mind. It comes to a trained mind. A mind that has learned patience. A mind that can survive boredom. A mind that can stay with difficulty. A mind that does not run from discomfort. Flow is not magic. It is the reward for focus. And if you want to experience it more often, you must stop destroying your attention every day. You cannot live in chaos all day, then expect your mind to enter flow on command. You cannot feed your brain short dopamine all morning, then expect deep focus at night. Your mind becomes what you train it to become. If you train distraction, you become distracted. If you train focus, you become powerful. So, how do you move from distraction to deep focus? First, protect your environment. Your mind is not weak for being distracted. Your environment is often designed to distract you. So remove what keeps stealing your attention. Put the phone away. Turn off notifications. Clean your workspace. Choose one task. Second, start with small focus sessions. Do not expect your brain to focus for 3 hours instantly if you trained it to scroll for years. Start with 20 minutes, then 30, then 45, then 1 hour. Focus is a muscle, and muscles grow through training. Third, learn how to survive boredom. Boredom is not failure. Boredom is the doorway to focus. Most people quit when boredom appears. But if you stay, your mind begins to settle. Fourth, stop feeding your brain constant dopamine. Too much short content makes depth feel painful. So reduce endless scrolling. Reduce fast stimulation. Give your brain space to breathe. Fifth, choose one important thing every day and go deep. One skill, one project, one study session, one training session, one meaningful goal. Depth changes your life faster than scattered effort. Because scattered effort creates movement, but focused effort creates results. And remember this, your focus is not just a productivity tool. Your focus is your life force. Where your focus goes, your energy goes. Where your energy goes, your life grows. So if your focus is constantly on distraction, your life grows weaker. If your focus is on growth, your life becomes stronger. This is why attention is sacred. Because your attention is the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. Most people lose their future, not because they had no potential, but because they gave their attention away too easily. They were pulled by every notification, controlled by every emotion, distracted by every impulse. And slowly, they became strangers to their own goals. But you can rebuild focus. You can train attention. You can move from distraction to shallow focus, to stable focus, to deep focus, to flow. But it begins with one decision. Protect your mind. Because in a distracted world, the person who controls focus controls the future. MindBite. From distraction to deep focus. This is how the mind becomes powerful.